Everyone, hello. Welcome back. This is part 2 of You Be the Difference. Hey everyone, are y'all staying hydrated in this winter weather? I think sometimes we forget the importance of staying hydrated through the winter as well. Where's the live from this morning? I'm going to cut a skin. Where is the live from? Hold up, my sister's texting me. You guys, it's really important that we stay hydrated, especially during the winter months, okay? We got to drink water every day. You're supposed to be drinking water. What do they say? At least 64 ounces, like at minimum 64 ounces of water. But I think it's so easy for people to, forget that we're supposed to drink water even when it's cold. Because, when you're cold, you don't really want to drink anything cold, right? In the summertime, it's easy to, pick up some water because you're always trying to cool off. But we definitely need to make sure, since there's not any moisture in the air, when it's cold, when we're in these cold temperatures, we got to make sure we're drinking our water too. And quite honestly, my body craves water. Like, I have to have water, like, all the time. And I like room temperature water. Who else is with me on that one? I know some people love to have a whole bunch of ice and they need, they can only drink their water cold. I'm the exact opposite. Like, I don't want it hot, but I definitely need room temperature. I don't put ice in my water at all. So, y'all caught me, or should I say, I'm at lunch right now. I'm grabbing some lunch, but I wanted to come on here before my day got incredibly busy while I had some time and just finish up what I was talking about earlier. If you caught my live earlier, if you're watching it again, I was talking about you being the difference. So for me, and I don't know if anybody else is out here like that, I used to think that, okay, things will be different, if I, like let's say that, you have this career choice, this career path that you're following or what have you, and you find yourself feeling the same way about every job that you've, ever had, or, you get to a point where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm fed up with this. Oh, the management just won't let me get ahead. Oh, the people here are messy. They're crabs in the barrel. They this, they that. Okay, but if I go to this particular job, oh wow, the people will be different there. Oh, management is really, focused on, elevating people and making sure that they promote those who work hard. And oh, it's just a different atmosphere of thinkers here. Or let's say you're the type of person that, you have a certain type of guy that you like to date or female that you like to date. And, you feel like, oh, well, I keep attracting the same type of guy, or I keep attracting the same kind of female, just in a different body. Maybe I need to start looking at a different race. Maybe I need to start looking at, a different gender for some of you. I don't know, whatever floats your boat. Maybe I need to start dating guys from a different region of the country. Oh, maybe I need to start dating people from a different country altogether. Like, it's going to be different if you just change up what, where you are, who you're talking to, who you're spending time with. If you think, oh, I've hung out with these people all my life and it just seems like we're all doing the same old thing. Maybe things will be different if I start dealing with a different type of people. Oh, if I start dealing with these people who got money, oh, maybe it'll be different. Oh, if I start dealing with these people who have connections, maybe it'll be different. Oh, if I start dealing with these people who, they're in this particular career, this particular industry, oh, the conversations will be different. Oh, it'll be different. It'll be different. Now, in a sense, will it be different? Yeah, because you're talking to different people, but you're going to get the same results until you become different. And that's what I'm talking about. I had to say this to me. I can't expect people to change until I change. And when I started changing, my whole world changed. How I look at people changed. How I viewed life changed. Like, honestly, I started a quest for something very different. I would say around 2019 and 2020, COVID, it really honed in. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, some people in 2020 got depressed. I didn't get depressed. I got fed up. I got irritated. I got irritated with what I felt like was the people around me. I was like, what is wrong with people? This, and I thought it was them. And I realized that I was annoyed with the things that people said. Listen, friends, family members, people that I'm close to. I was getting annoyed with what they were doing, how they were acting, things they were saying. They were just being themselves, right? The problem was I was changing and I needed to be different. And in order for me to be different, I had to recognize I couldn't think the same way, act the same way, have the same kind of conversations, do the same things that I was doing before, because I was changing and I was getting annoyed with them. And the truth was, I needed to be annoyed with myself. I had to realize, Shay, they're doing the best that they can with what they know. Okay, now you know you want something different. You want something more. Don't get mad at them. You change yourself. You start having different conversations. You start realizing that, hey, I can cancel and delete this. Hey, I don't need to be in this environment. Hey, if I don't feel like doing something, going somewhere, participating in anything, answering a question, I don't have to explain myself. I just have to remove myself. Or just say no, okay? And without explanation. And once I started really, really tapping into that without guilt, without worry about, oh, how will they feel if I start doing this? How are they going to respond? How are they going to act? It was freeing. And it didn't happen right away, okay? It took a couple of years, quite honestly. I think it took maybe about 3 or 4 years before I completely felt guilt-free, just no concern at all with what people thought about me. And that is the most freeing feeling in the world, is really putting your self-worth ahead of anybody else, really putting your value up here, not being concerned with, how people are going to react to you putting yourself first. That includes family, that includes friends, that includes the person that you're in a relationship with. So, this fresh food is good. What are y'all eating for lunch? I'm having tomato basil bisque, and fresh fruit. Love, love, love strawberries. And blueberries. Woo! I have a big sis who loves blueberries. So, When I stopped being concerned and realized that in order to make a change, I had to be the change, I no longer got frustrated with anybody or anything. I realized you have to be the example sometimes. You have to move differently. You want something different, you be different. And people who you're aligned with, they're either going to see what you're doing and fall in line with it themselves, or people who you're not aligned with are going to fall off. And that's okay too. They might catch up to you later, and they might not. And that is not your responsibility to make sure that they catch up with you. We're all out here with access to the same information, especially here in the U.S. We have access to too much information sometimes. There's too many things that we have access to. The internet, social media, books, magazines, the news. For those of you who watch the news, I don't watch the news, but we have access to too many things to not be clear on what it is that we need to do to elevate our minds, elevate our bodies. We have all this information out here, and we know what to do. It's easy to do the things that we know what to do. It's also easy to not do those things. And I think sometimes people get just way too comfortable, myself included. I used to get too comfortable doing the things or not doing the things that I knew I needed to do. And when you reach the point where that comfortableness is costing you the life you deserve or delaying the life that you're destined for, that's when you'll start being like, okay, I need to be different. And I don't need to wait on anybody's permission to do it. So I'm just putting a message out there for you guys. If you want something different, you want to see different things, you want a different life, you want a different relationship, you want different friends, you want a different job, you want a different house, a different car, you be different first. You be the difference. What are you going to do differently? You want a different body? What are you going to do differently to get that body? I mean, you can go out there and you can get plastic surgery if that's what you so choose. You can go up under the knife if that's what you so choose. But once you get that perfectly sculpted body, inside here, what have you changed? Are you going to continue to eat the way that you've always eaten? Are you going to continue to eat fatty foods and processed foods? And are you going to continue to go and eat fast food? Are you going to continue to eat poorly? Just because you got that fine body now, you feel like, oh, okay, I got a buffer now. I can eat the way I want to eat because I just went and got a tummy tuck. Well, how long do you think that tummy tuck is going to last? If you're not exercising, if you're not drinking plenty of water, if you're not eating correctly, and by eating correctly, I mean eating healthy. We all know what we are supposed to eat. We know processed foods can, what it can cause. We know that foods high in sugar and fat can cause diabetes and high cholesterol and hardening of the arteries and high blood pressure and all of that. Like we know, right? So you can go and change that body, but you better change that mind also. Okay? So you want a different career or you want to start a business? What are you going to do differently? Because you can go from job to job You can go from industry to industry. You can start one business and be like, oh, that ain't it. I'll have more success in this one. What are your habits like? Because everywhere you go, there you are. So if you weren't doing the things you needed to do in one business or at one job, what's going to be different about the next business or the next job? What are you going to do differently? Because there's a lot of successful businesses out there. It's a lot of jobs that offer, lucrative benefits and income and that sort of thing. And look, they're not all super easy to do. But if you do what you're supposed to do, and if you excel at doing the things you need to do to exceed, no matter what job, what industry, what business you're in, you'll get what you came for. But you can't be the average thinker. You can't be the person that just does the bare minimum. Like, you really have to step it up. You really have to step it up. If you find yourself dating the same type of person, just in a different body, take a look at you. You're attracting that person. You're attracting those persons. You are the common denominator. So what is it about you that is attracted to those people? What is it about you that allows yourself to be in those type of relationships? What do you have to change? Think about that. You feel like you've outgrown your friends, or you just don't feel comfortable around them anymore. Maybe you need to change your friends, maybe you don't. But you definitely need to change you. Start thinking, what is it that you need to do differently? What kind of conversations do you need to be having with yourself? What kind of conversations do you need to be having with people who are successful, that you're looking at like, this is where I want to grow. This is how I want, my life to be. Let me see what it is that they're doing. It doesn't always mean you need to, change your friends. Maybe you just need to change the amount of time that you spend with certain people. Maybe you need to change the type of activities that you do. Definitely need to change your environment in your mind and your physical environment. One of my mentors said, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. I think sometimes we get so comfortable being around people that we know, love, have been around for years and years, that it gets, that we get really complacent with self-growth. You know what I mean? Like, let's be clear. As long as you're on this earth, you're maturing, okay? And the things that you thought was fun and cool to do in your 20s isn't what you're on in your 40s, or at least it shouldn't be, okay? There are things that you did in your 30s that now in your 50s you're like, yeah, that ain't me no more. And that's okay. But if you're hanging around people that are still in that frame of mindset that you were when y'all were in your 20s and 30s, and you're now in your 40s and 50s, yeah, it's either time to stop being around those people or definitely stop hanging around them as much, okay? And it doesn't have to be F you, I ain't got to be around you no more, blah, blah, blah. No. It can be a gradual separation. It can be something as, as just simple as, hey, right now, I got to focus on me. You can choose to let them know that, or your actions speak louder than your words, and you just become less available for certain things. And that's something that you definitely don't have to apologize for or explain. When you're ready to elevate, when you're ready to grow, when you're really focused on being the best version of yourself, it may not make sense to other people. I really don't think it's supposed to make sense to other people, because your journey is for you, and you don't necessarily have to explain that to anyone. And it may be uncomfortable for your friends. I definitely appreciate the people in my life who understood when I said, hey, right now I gotta focus on Shay, and I am moving differently, and I'm not gonna be doing as much as I used to do as a group with everyone, or hanging out, or that sort of thing. Like right now my focus is really investing in myself, building a business, becoming the better version of Shay. And so hanging out is just not something I'm really going to be doing a lot of, And I felt like it's given me an opportunity to look at life differently, to look at myself differently, and even to look at my friends and family differently. And I think I'm a better person before of it. Like, I can honestly say, I think the conversations that I have, how I respond to things, definitely is more from a calm, mature, I'm really, a really graceful perspective than anything. Because when I wasn't focused on myself, and I was always focused on what other people thought or how other people felt, I feel like I reacted, more from a, oh, well, let me make sure they're okay, they're good, well, let me not offend, or let me explain myself if they feel like I offended them. And that to me wasn't being really true and authentic to me. And I don't think you can be a great friend or mother, daughter, sister, brother, son, cousin, aunt, uncle, nephew, grandchild. Like, I don't think you can be a real authentic version of yourself if you're not in tune with you and your needs first, if you're not valuing yourself first. Because if you're putting everybody else's needs above your own, if you're always thinking about the other person, if you're not taking the time to reflect on you and what your wants and needs are, you come off as a different person. You come off as not your true self. So then when you feel like you're not being, valued or respected, then you blow up. You get into, now you're massively upset. You're going off, and the people in your life are like, well, wait a minute. I don't understand why you tripping. Like, you've always been this way. I've always done this, da 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 da. Like, where's all this coming from? And it's like, you don't know who the real you is, and they don't know who you are because they thought you were one way, and now you're going off and tripping and claiming that you're tired of being taken advantage of and blah, 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 blah. And they're like, I've never taken advantage of you. And no, they haven't. They thought you were this person because that's what you showed. And you never let your true self come out. And then you started going off when you got fed up. But whose fault was that? That was your fault. You be the difference. You be the difference by putting yourself first. You be the difference by valuing who you are. You be the difference by finding out what it is inside of you what it is that you want. What are your wants? What are your desires? And don't compromise. Don't compromise and don't settle. So that's my public service announcement today. I'm going to go finish eating my lunch because I literally have maybe like 10 more minutes. Scratch that, 9. And yeah, you all have a blessed day. Make sure that you're following me here on Instagram at ShayHope_. That's SHAY Hope_. Also, my business IG is The Hope Strategist 2019. And follow my YouTube channel. If you aren't following my YouTube channel, please do so. I definitely want to get my subscriber count up. So follow me at The Hope Strategist. That's my YouTube channel. Send me a DM. Comment down below. What do you think about what I said? About you being the difference. How do you feel like 2025 you're showing up differently for yourself? And yeah, reach out to me. Hi, for those of you who just joined. All right, have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. It's beautiful outside, but it's still cold. Don't get it twisted. Blessings and abundance. Bye.